Abigail here from Evening Star Astrology. I hope you are doing well today. Thank you for being here and thank you for coming to another video. Today I have your forecast for the week of January 25th through the 21st. The astrology of this week is really centered around our full moon in Leo, and that's kind of the highlight of this week, so that'll be the main focus of this video. But I will also talk about what else is going on in the astrology, plus pull an oracle card to give us some advice and words of wisdom for the week. So whenever you're ready, grab a hot beverage of your choice, maybe grab a snack, and let's get into the astrology of this week. By the way, I just want to take a quick moment for the earrings, the shirt, this coordination. These earrings are made by my lovely friend Chloe, and I feel like I have this really great earring collection that I've accumulated over the past 2 years, but with the pandemic, I'm not going anywhere. I don't have the use for earrings, so that's the real reason I make these YouTube videos, is to show off my earrings and my coordination skills. Anyway, let's get to the astrology, which is why you're probably here. So starting out this week, on Thursday the 28th, we have our full moon in Leo. So the full moon, like I've said in a million videos before, is a time of release, a time of harvest, of kind of reaching a peak and celebrating the fullest expression of life. Put simply, there's a lot more to it, but those are the keywords that are important to know this week. And this full moon is happening in the sign of Leo, a very playful, lighthearted, generous, loving, and a little bit dramatic sign. So under normal circumstances, or I guess on its own, the significations of a full moon in Leo are celebration of life, you know, things that bring you joy, things that are fun, celebrating good times with good people. However, every full moon means that the sun and moon are opposite each other. And with the sun in Aquarius, the moon is also making an opposition to everything else in Aquarius, which includes Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, and Venus, and Sun, of course, which I already mentioned. And the energy of all these planets in Aquarius is still the energy of the Great Conjunction, plus the Sun, you know, who illuminates things, plus Mercury, who communicates. So what this really means for this full moon is we have this playful, kind of extraneous sign opposite planets that are interested in sustainable growth, in long-term achievement, and planning for the future in a way where there's expansion and development, but at the same time it's not uncontrolled. Like, it's not a cancerous cell that is growing out of control. It's a business which has a long-term 5-year plan, if that makes sense. The planets in Aquarius have a plan, have a lot of growth, and have a direct path forward. This full moon is really an opportunity for you to hone in on your goals and figure out what you actually need to be doing and what changes actually need to be made in order for you to work towards those goals, and what habits, routines, people, behaviors, etc. are providing a little bit of fluff and comfort right now, but are actually hindering your development and success. Also on this day, to further color this full moon in Leo, we have Venus making a conjunction to Pluto. Venus is our planet of love, social graces, money, affection, etc. And Pluto is our planet of destruction, transformation, and rebirth. And when these two planets are together, I always view it as the shadow side of romances or social relationships being uncovered. But this happening on the day of the full moon, and again, full moons are about releasing. And so with Venus conjunct Pluto, I feel like on this day there might be some new truths uncovered in your relationships. You might realize this relationship, platonic, romantic, familial, whatever, is not working out, or this relationship is not helping me on my path to success, or I can transform this relationship so that it is helpful for me, and maybe I need to change my boundaries, change my relationship with my business partner. So also on the date of the full moon, in addition to becoming more serious about our goals, there's also an element of transformation, potentially death, and potentially rebirth in relationships. And then also we have the sun conjunct Jupiter. The sun is one of the luminaries, one of the lights in the sky, good things, good vibes. It also represents the ego, the personality, kind of your sense of self, your vitality. And Jupiter is our planet of luck and growth and expansion. So this is a really good day to do This is a really positive aspect. Conjunctions are not inherently good or bad in the way that some other aspects are. It's mostly about the two planets that are involved. And since the sun is a luminary, it's usually a good thing. And since Jupiter is benefic, this aspect is really positive. The date of the full moon, even though full moons are really times for release, pruning, snipping back, and kind of preparing for the waning moon phase, this is also a really good day to realign your goals and dream big. Jupiter conjunct the sun has the energy of like vision boarding, of like going into a deep meditation and like dreaming about the world that you want to have, both on a personal level and a collective level. So this is a good day to dream big, cut away the fluff, cut away what is not helping you, and look carefully at your relationships, at your relationship to money as well, and figure out what needs to change and transform there. This full moon on the 28th is such a great opportunity to really dive headfirst into your goals and go after what you want. But before you can fully jump into it, you have to figure out what your dedicated path is, what you really want to focus on, because you can't focus on everything. Focus on your main priorities. Cut back any relationships or any financial issues that are causing strain, or at least evaluate them, maybe look at the shadow side of them, and then finally just dream big and go for what you want. Thursday the 28th is kind of a big day for astrology this week. However, on Saturday the 30th, Mercury goes retrograde. Mercury is the messenger. Mercury is fast moving, going from point A to point B. Gossip, think communication, communicable diseases. I'm not a mundane astrologer, so I'm not going to make any comments on COVID and what Mercury retrograde could mean for that. But for your personal life, Mercury retrogrades are really a great time to wrap up projects, complete things that are still open-ended and need to be wrapped up, and also revising anything from the past. Basically, for Mercury retrograde, the do's, I guess generally activities that Mercury retrograde will assist you in. Wrapping up projects, going back and revising, like this is a time to edit rather than write, or whatever that means for you in your line of work, and complete things that need to be completed. Since it's moving backwards, it's not a time to push forward, it's a time to kind of rest, reflect, recharge, revise. Overall though, Mercury retrograde just means that you should think carefully before you act, double check your appointments and your schedule, leave the house 5 minutes earlier than you think you need to, and yeah, just make sure you, just double check everything a little bit more carefully than you normally would. That's the astrology of this week, basically just the full moon and Mercury retrograde, which I feel like I'm saying so flippantly. Those are not minor things, those are both big things, but luckily those are the only two things that we are really focusing on this week. On Thursday the 28th, spend some time to release, to journal, to vision board, goal set, etc. And then starting on the 30th and then going until the 20th of February, take some time to revise, edit, recharge, rest, and make sure you double check everything before you leave the house. So, getting into an oracle card, I'm gonna pull from my Believe in Your Own Magic deck to get some advice and words of wisdom for the week ahead. Okay, so the card I've selected for this week is number 15, Garden. Something lovely will grow from this. And obviously this is perfect. We have the sun conjunct Jupiter, which signifies a lot of growth and abundance and success. And then we also have a full moon in Leo, which is a celebration. And again, with the full moon opposite everything in Aquarius, this is a time to redirect our attention to make sure that we are staying on our path. Understanding that sometimes we have to set up boundaries, we have to end certain things, cut back a little bit in order to grow. I'm not a huge gardening person or anything, but from what I understand, sometimes you have to prune back plants so that they grow in the way that you want them to. And that is really the energy of this week. And again, even though it might feel like you're cutting back or taking a step back from certain things, or even having some sort of endings because Pluto is involved with all of this, understand that something will grow from this, and sometimes you have to take a step back to take a few steps forward. So that is basically the energy of this week. Understanding that what you're working on right now will help you bloom into something bigger, something more, advance certain areas of your life in whatever way you choose to. And understand that this week it might look like taking a step back, having some sort of transformation, resting, reflecting, recharging, revising. But ultimately, this revision will help you grow into the person that you want to be. So that is all for this week. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a thumbs up, comment down below, let me know what you thought, subscribe if you aren't already, and then I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!